My name is Jen, and I am on a journey in order to break free from the destructive patterns of disordered eating and in order to embrace a nourishing lifestyle. My roadmap can be described using an acronym of the word Nourisher. So I'm doing daily video blog posts in order to encourage you, equip you, and keep you up to date on my progress. If this content is helpful or encouraging to you, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and sharing with others. It is my deep desire that these videos would help to ignite nourishing transformations in us all. Thank you so much for joining me for my Nourisher Check In today in this every other day summer series. And you know what? This is a summer of highs and a summer of lows. And the highs have been fantastic. Swimming in pools, playing with the kids, goofing off, tickle times, super fun. But the lows just feel like they press in on my chest. And like there is this deep sadness and darkness that just looms. And the one thing when I'm noticing my emotions is I feel this constant kind of narration in my mind to say, you do not have the right to feel this way. And this has been something that has been kind of a mantra in my mind for as far back as I can remember. Even in childhood, feeling heavy, sad, bad, lonely, but feeling like everything is great. You have no right to feel this way. And therefore, I would turn to food or busyness or other things to try to numb, calm, soothe, just push that yucky, bad feeling away. And, you know, I still have that persistent narrative today, and I have been really wanting, because I don't want to be turning to food in order to calm those emotions. First of all, I want to notice the emotions, which we're working on together. But I also want to understand, why is it that when everything is good in the middle of summer holidays, why is it that I can feel so heavy and bad? And you know what? An unlocking of my understanding of this from my own life has come from the work of Dr. Jonice Webb. I'm sure I'd put her in the additional resource section below in the bottom of some of my other videos, but I just want to call out her work today because it has been so helpful for me trying to understand, why is it that I can feel so bad when everything is so great and so good? Am I just unthankful, or am I like, what is wrong with me? And what Dr. Jonice Webb talks about, she says, she really validates this is a very typical feeling, especially for people who grew up in very good homes, received an incredible amount of blessing from and kindness from their very loving parents, but maybe who grew up in a home that did not have an emotional foundation or secure emotional attachments and examples of how to be emotionally expressive, emotionally attuned, and emotionally resilient. And without this foundation, she writes, this can happen. She says that if these emotions were not validated as children, the adults then may have difficulty knowing and trusting their own emotions as adults. They may have difficulty understanding their feelings as well as the feelings of others. They may find themselves feeling disconnected, unfulfilled, or empty. They may have difficulty trusting or relying upon others. Many describe feeling that they are different from other people, like something is wrong with them, but they are not sure what it is. She also goes on to say a little bit later in the article that because these children, now adults, have no childhood memory to explain their difficulties, so often they blame themselves. And you know, I don't know if that resonates at all with you, but that certainly has resonated with me. And the idea that, so how do I build these capacities now as an adult has been a huge theme for me, and I'm so grateful that you are along in that journey with me. So of course, the one thing that we do is go to open up to others, which is what I'm doing with you, but also opening up to myself, which I'm using the technique by Dr. Dan Siegel, the name it to tame it, and just naming these emotions, these heavy emotions when they come. And I also have a call scheduled to open up into verbalize some of this heaviness that's happening on my inside with a trusted friend and advisor tomorrow. So I'm hoping that that will help to process some of that grief and some of those heavy feelings and kind of let them out of the box so that they don't short circuit inside of me. So again, this is a season of opening up for others, not so much opening up to others. And with the kids today, you know, the early parts of the day are great. I go into the day with lots of capacity to listen, eye contact. I've been on my devices way too much and I've been feeling very guilty and shameful about that. But when I have connected with the kids, it's been great connection. And then by the end of the day, I just feel myself lacking. And, you know, by the end of the day today, I totally shamed one of my daughters and just felt so horrible about it. She was just really, really exuberant, very, very, you know, in my lack of capacity estimation, she was very overly exuberant, and we had some guests over that we were trying to have a conversation with, and she was very, you know, her ambition in life is to be a clown right now. So she was practicing, and I was very over my capacity. And so I just feel so sad and sorry about the way that I tried to get her to stop. And, you know, there was this one, I should put this article down below too, this one parenting reminder article that I got from Connected Parenting today, or Connected Families. I'll put it down below. But it said, you know, one thing to remember is that you can never change someone else's behavior. You can only change your own behavior. And so I needed to go back to her and apologize afterwards that I tried to, you know, I can help her to manage her own behavior, but she is responsible for her behavior. But I was so desperately trying to squelch her behavior today. So anyway, that felt yucky and bad. With this, of course, I always have to understand the cycle when these hard emotions are up, because it can either throw me into, oh, let's just not eat, I just don't feel like eating, into the restriction side, or give me all the food, please make these feelings go away. And you know what? Today, I didn't really fall into either of those camps. You know, I ate well, all of my different meals, but I did need to eat by the clock today. And you know what? Sometimes in the recovery phase, that's just where we're at, where I knew that I wasn't going to be able to trust my hunger cues because the emotions were high. So I needed to just make sure that I was eating no matter what every 2.5 to 3 hours. And that really is a healthy guardrail for me when heavier or bigger emotions are at play. So rewiring my brain was just so helpful today as I tried to process and navigate some of these big emotions. And of course, the emotions only come up in the quiet time. So sometimes I find I kind of carve out this time to do some of these brain rewiring, to give myself, you know, we've talked about before, those stimulation fasts where, you know, I'm not stimulating my brain with anything else, so I can actually hear and see what it is that my mind is thinking about, what my heart is feeling, that I can connect with myself, that I can connect with God. And then all of this, like, you know, tsunami of sadness and darkness and hard feelings come up. So those can, what I want to be really restful times, can end up actually being a little bit turbulent times. So beware of that and carve out a little bit of extra time and space in case that resonates with your experience as well. But some good breathing was very helpful. And you know what? Today was one of those days that I put in one of the previous videos that I'll put the link in again, when it wasn't appropriate to do half smiles, because half smiles shouldn't be used when you're experiencing sadness in order to stop listening to the sadness. Today was a day that I just needed to listen to that sadness and to let it run its course, because we remember that so many of our feelings are like a wave. They're going to come and we know that they're going to kind of break and they're going to go just like a wave. So it was doing a lot of that urge surfing and that feeling surfing today, was listening to them, attuning to them, welcoming them, listening to them, but not allowing them to throw me into a state of despair or to cause my behavior to, you know, restrict or binge or anything like that. So just really wanting to separate the listening to my feelings and acting on my feelings. So I think that went pretty well today. I don't know, we'll see. Insulin friendly eating, I mentioned, you know, I do follow the term Healthy Mama way of eating. I find that it's full of abundance and lots of fabulous options that I love. So I had some really great, I love that on this blend you can have cake for breakfast. So anyway, I had this zucchini cake this morning to start off my day, and I made some ribs are in the oven for supper. So have been really nourishing myself well. Also, to skip to hydration, I've been hydrating a lot today too, which has been helpful. But one of the reasons that I may be feeling so dark and heavy right now is because my sleep has been horrible, like SOS on the sleep land. Like last night, I just could not fall. I could fall asleep, and then I was up about an hour later, and I must have been up from like 1 till 4 in the morning, and I did not do well at staying off of my devices. After about an hour of deep breathing and just laying there, I went to the device, which is a horrible idea for me. I should have gone to a book or something else. But yeah, it was just a really, really bad sleep. I ended up actually leaving my bedroom and going up onto the couch, falling asleep on the couch at about 4:30 in the morning. So no wonder I'm feeling heavy, because without sleep, I mean, it can just make despair. Like a lack of sleep is like a highlighter for despair in the heart. So that has been really, really tricky. So I need help in that area. And exercise too, I find that I've been getting a lot of exercise, swimming and walking, and that huge hike the other day and or yesterday. And so that was fabulous, but I'm not getting the exercise by myself, alone in nature, more time to let my mind wander, more restorative times that I typically have been. So I'm wondering if I need to, I keep, my husband says, hey, do you want me to take the kids so you can go for a walk? And oh no, I got lots of exercise already. But I think I need to be taking him up on that offer just so that I can continue to move my body as a way of helping to process things in my mind and heart as well. So my reward is that tomorrow is a new day, and that part of my reward is knowing that there are reasons for some of this feeling of a lack of emotional foundation. And I so appreciate, Dr. Webb and other people who have helped me realize this, that these attachments are really critical to our physical and our mental and our emotional well-being into our adulthood. But you know what? We can work at creating what's called an earned secure attachment, which is, just learning how to be securely attached to other people, to God, having a better even attachment with yourself growing up as an adult. That's possible, and I'll put some resources below. So I'm grateful to be able to be on that journey. It feels super bad and cruddy at times, but not every day is like this, and I'm thankful for that, and I am deeply thankful for you, and I am already looking forward to seeing you, not tomorrow because it's summer edition, but the day after tomorrow.